Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jeff. On behalf of StriveScan, we certainly welcome you to the Missouri Virtual College Fairs. This evening, we're going to be hearing from four institutions, starting with Bradley here in Illinois, where I'm based at. As a reminder to all participants, your cameras are turned off and your microphones are muted. If you would like to ask a question of one of the representatives, feel free to use the Q&A box at the bottom of the screen. Without any further ado, I'll turn it over to April at Bradley University.
Great, thank you. Let me share my screen and get the presentation going. And back to the beginning. Hello, everyone. My name is April Bauer, and I am a regional representative for Bradley University based out of Peoria, Illinois. As you can see from our first slide, Bradley is located in Peoria, which is an urban city, an Illinois river town, right, based off of the Illinois River. And we are the largest city downstate in Illinois. And you can see we're centrally located perfectly in the state of Illinois, from St. Louis, Missouri to Chicago to Indianapolis, Indiana. We have, I feel like, a great mid-size experience for you with nearly 6,000 total students. So we have a large enough experience with Division I athletics, but a more personalized experience as every single one of our majors, 185 majors, are direct entry in as incoming freshmen. So you can see our beautiful aerial view of our campus, and at the top of the picture by the clouds, you'll see the Illinois River along with the skyline and city line of Peoria. So we are around 2 miles uphill on Main Street to where Bradley University's 85 acres sits. I love the campus. I love the feel of it. From one side to the next, it's about a 10 to 15 minute total walk. And I am proud to say that I am not only a Bradley recruiter, I am officially this year a Bradley mom to a first year incoming student studying health science and physician's assistant at Bradley. So with our 185 majors, we have different schools that house the majors. So we have everything from your business degrees, communications and fine arts, which is our game technology, game design, game art, music, theater, communications, and then of course, education and health sciences shares a program with our direct entry nursing program, our physical therapy school, and proud to say our education majors that has English as a second language involved in the curriculum. College of Liberal Arts and Sciences is our largest school, and our traditional Caterpillar College of Engineering and Technology will offer an array of engineering programs for you to explore. Average class size is 17, student to faculty ratio 12 to 1. We love our size. We love the near 6,000 students, specifically so you are engaged with the faculty that are 100% of the time in the classroom and truly become your mentors and your facilitators for all of your academic programs. Study abroad is very important. Student engagement is very important. And at Bradley, by the time you graduate with your bachelor's degree, you will have at least 2 real-world experiences offered in your programs. The Smith Career Center will help facilitate finding internships, research, clinicals, and of course, our study abroad options are tons of different countries that are available for you, and those are also a part of the real-world experiences. So we want you to invest in your academic career. That's the most important thing about college. But please remember, we want you to have a college experience. This is your de-stressing time. This is your fun experiences in your life. So keep in mind that we do have over 240 student organizations. We're Division I, Missouri Valley Conference in sports. And then as you can see down at the bottom of the slide, all the different opportunities for different organizations and groups on campus. So applying to the university, we love the common application or we love the online free Bradley application. Either way, you have both options to apply to the university. And we are full test optional, so please keep that in mind. Direct admissions to your major, all scholarships, all financial aid, we will look at you as test optional. In the requirements, we need the application, your transcripts, and a personal statement or essay. Your recruiters are in charge of reading your applications, awarding your scholarships, and also I turn around and I'm your financial assistance advisor. The early estimator is a very important tool. You'll find that on our admissions site. And please come and visit us in person. We have both options for you, but we are fully available in person for all of our tours and visit programs. So this is my ending call for you, the lighting of the bee that we do at homecoming, which will be this coming weekend. Please take a screenshot of all my information, and I truly look forward to working with you, your family, and please come and visit us anytime. Thanks so much.
Thanks, April. Appreciate that very much. Next up, we have the University of South Florida.
Thank you. Pull up my PowerPoint real quick. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name's Jackie. I am one of the out-of-state recruiter advisors here at the University of South Florida, and I'm actually from Illinois, and I just moved here about 4 years ago, so I know a little bit about moving down south. At USF, we do have the hashtag #OneUSF because we do have 3 different universities, but again, we're hashtag #OneUSF. So the 3 universities are spread out along the Tampa Bay area. So first we have the Tampa campus. When you think of a big D1 university, the Tampa campus is what you would think of. A majority of our students are there. We do have our smaller campuses in St. Petersburg and Sarasota. They offer a lot of the same advantages you get on the Tampa campus, just much smaller class sizes, more close-knit learning environments. Our total enrollment is over 50,000 students. Again, a majority of those students are all going to be right here on the Tampa campus. Even though the Tampa campus is quite large, we're still able to keep that student to faculty ratio at 21:1 and an average class size of 33 students. I always like to talk to students about some of USF's points of pride, we call them. The number one for us is definitely the diversity that we have on campus. 41.5% of USF students come from diverse backgrounds. We have students coming from all 50 states and students coming from over 140 different countries. Another major point of pride with us is definitely that USF offers over 200 different majors and concentrations. Those different majors and concentrations fall under our different USF colleges, and I have them all listed here. Just to name some of our most popular ones, it's definitely going to be College of Business, College of Engineering, College of Marine Science, since we are right next to Clearwater Beach, St. Pete Beach, and Siesta Key Beach. So a lot of those students are able to get that research right here. And then College of Nursing being our most competitive major. Another point of pride is a new ranking that we earned as being one of America's fastest rising universities. We're now actually ranked number 46 among public universities, and this ranking was through the US News and World Report. So another thing that I just love to talk to students about is campus life, student life, because I think that's one of the most important aspects of any college campus. So at USF, we offer over 700 different clubs and organizations for students to get involved in. They can be academic based, they can be religious based, or just based off of fun. Students can start their own clubs on campus. I've heard of a Harry Potter group on campus. A group of girls started a I Heart Chocolate Lovers group on campus. So if there's not something you like, you can start your own. We have over 1,000 on-campus events, guest speakers, and different concerts. We are a member of the NCAA Division I athletics. We have 17 different D1 sports teams. Our USF football team actually plays at Raymond James Stadium, which is where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play. So you might run into Tom Brady if you go to a game, because students get to go to all the games for free. We also have recreation, intramural, and club sports for students too. And then we have several different restaurants on campus. I know I counted, we have 5 different Starbucks. And then if you're familiar with Publix grocery stores in the state of Florida, they're like the holy grail of all grocery stores. We actually opened our very own one right here on campus, right next to the housing. So students are able to walk, get their groceries, and go right back to the dorms. Going back a little bit more on academics, I know that I mentioned we had 200 different majors and concentrations. Just wanted to go in a little bit more on that. We are a tier 1 research institution. So that means starting your freshman year, no matter what major you choose, you have access to different research projects alongside your faculty members that you can have published by the time you graduate, and always have that on your resume. We also have our Judy Genshaft Honors College. We have a lot of study abroad opportunities for students, and access to local, national, and global internships, which our career services team can help students get involved in. So a little bit more about housing. So we offer housing on the Tampa campus and the St. Petersburg campus. And freshmen can apply to any of the housing styles. We have traditional style with, you have a roommate there with you. If you want something more independent living, I always suggest students apply to either a suite style or an apartment style. Kind of nice. You can have literally your own apartment on campus, and you can do your own cooking because you have your own kitchen. But we also have Greek life. So we have their own housing is called the Greek Village on campus. And then throughout all the dorms, we have living learning communities. So you can live next to, be roommates with students that are studying the same major, have similar interests and hobbies. All right, I'll quickly get into the freshman admissions information. So how do we apply to USF? So you can apply through the Coalition app, the Common app, or apply online, and we will not take a preference on whichever way you choose to apply. For the application fee, it's $30, or we can accept a fee waiver. We accept ACT, SAT, or the NACAC fee waiver. And then to complete your application, we'll need your official high school transcript sent from your high school and your official standardized test scores. So ACT or SAT, and please keep in mind that we do super score. So as many times as you've taken those tests, please submit those over to us. These are some of the most important deadlines for us. So we have our priority deadline of December 1st. Students are more competitive when they do apply by that time. And then the next most important one is definitely going to be that scholarship deadline of January 15th. You'll just want to make sure you have a complete application so you can be in the running for those out-of-state merit-based scholarships, which I have listed here. So for out of state, it's the ones listed as non-Florida. As long as you have the GPA and one of those test scores with a complete app by January 15th, that award would automatically be yours. And then this is almost my last slide. So cost of attendance, another point of pride with us. So not only would it be awesome to get one of the merit-based scholarships, but we do also have one of the most affordable tuition costs in the country. It's one of the lowest rates in the country that we're proud to share. So you can see on the chart, the Florida resident versus a non-Florida resident on here. And then this is my last slide. I have my emails, kandj@usf.edu. So please feel free to reach out to me at any time. I'm happy to set up a tour, answer any questions. Thank you so much for listening today.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Students, just a reminder, you can ask questions as we go along in the Q&A box at the bottom of the screen. Next up, we have the University of Nebraska-Lincoln.
Thank you so much, Jeff. Hopefully we can all see the nice big red. We are Nebraska. Well, hello, everyone. I am Gabby Williams with the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, and I am your Kansas City recruitment specialist located in Kansas City. I serve all of the Kansas and Western Missouri students. But if you're logging in from another state, no worries. We have specialists all over the country just waiting to assist you. There we go. Wasn't working there for a second. So the University of Nebraska-Lincoln is proud to be part of the Big Ten Alliance. And at Nebraska, you are sure to get a Big Ten experience in the thriving capital city of Lincoln, Nebraska. We are, however, one of the smallest and most affordable colleges in the Big Ten, with about 26,000 students, of which 20,000 of those are undergraduate students. This allows us to keep our average class size to about 38 students, which is very manageable for a Big Ten institution. And we also have our Big Ten academics with over 150 majors. As you can see here, we have 9 academic colleges: the College of Agricultural Sciences and Natural Resources. This is going to include all of our environmental science as well. We have the College of Architecture, which is a very rare find in this area. We have College of Arts and Sciences, everything from psychology to anthropology and political science. We have our College of Business, our College of Education and Human Sciences, our College of Engineering and Computer Science. Computer Science recently moved from the Arts and Sciences into our College of Engineering. Fine and Performing Arts, Journalism and Mass Communications, and Public Affairs and Community Service. So that's just a little glimpse of some of the areas that you might be interested in majoring in. Some of our more popular majors this year have been pre-health majors, particularly in medicine and nursing. But we've also had an increased interest in our forensics program. I think everyone was home watching true crime confessions or something along those lines over lockdown. So we've definitely had an increased interest in that area. We also have our College of Law and our College of Dentistry that is located right on our Lincoln campus. We recently added an $82 million College of Business building, and we look forward to our College of Education and Human Sciences facility that we will be opening this spring with over 125,000 square feet. But the beast at the bottom of the page here, not to be forgotten, is our new $172 million 3-building College of Engineering and Computer Science complex. It will contain worker space, labs, and classrooms for all of our engineering and computer science majors. You can also check out our live construction cam and take a virtual tour of our construction at our Construction Central website that's listed on this slide as well. Okay, so on to admissions. The University of Nebraska-Lincoln is test optional for both admission and scholarships for the fall 2022 year. So it does not hurt you to submit test scores, although it is not required. Academic scholarships can be based on your GPA this year. So if there was ever a year to apply to Nebraska, this is it. This is your chance to pick up a large academic scholarship based only on your GPA. We accept both the online application and the Common App, and our application criteria can be found on our website. So in addition to our travel abroad programs and volunteering opportunities, we are happy to have the return of our Big Ten athletics on campus. With our state-of-the-art saliva-based in-house testing, our students can receive a COVID test at any time. This has allowed our campus to stay open and to keep everybody in a healthy and safe environment. So with that, we encourage you to come to campus. We are open for campus visits and events and tours. So please think about visiting the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. You can find more information about our admission criteria, schedule a campus visit, or just learn more about the University of Nebraska by visiting our website here. Last but not least, you can also find us here on YouTube, Insta, and Snapchat. We're hoping to add TikTok soon, but we're not quite there. If you have any questions, please feel free to add them to the chat. And don't forget to go Big Red.
Thanks, Gabby. Appreciate that. Final institution we're going to hear from tonight is Missouri State University.
Awesome. Okay, so it looks like I'm having some technical difficulties, so hopefully I can get this started for you guys. All right, well, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Sam Lewis, and I am currently one of the assistant directors in the Office of Admissions at Missouri State. I tend to ramble on, so I'm just gonna try to jump right into it and stay on task a little bit. So Missouri State, we are the home of the Bears. We're a large public university located in Springfield in the heart of the Southwest Missouri. Springfield is the third largest city in Missouri, right behind St. Louis and Kansas City. So we're about a 3.5-hour drive from St. Louis and about a 2.5-hour drive from Kansas City, and even about a 90-minute flight to Chicago, which is my hometown. So I love having access to that. We have over 20,000 students enrolled at the university and about 16,000 undergraduate students, but located physically on our campus. So the students who go to school day to day, go to different classes, go to different events on our campus is about 5,000 students. So what I really love to say is MSU is the perfect mix of a big school with that small, close-knit community feel. So you have access to so many different things, so many different opportunities, student organizations, D1 athletics teams, and so much more. But you also really have the opportunity to meet friends and get to know people by their names and faces and really get to know your professors. Our average class size is about 22-1. So it kind of mimics a high school classroom, and it can even be fewer than that depending on your major or your program. And as far as the campus itself, it's really compact. It's about a 10-minute walk from edge to edge. And that's not counting our fine arts campus and our Brick City campus downtown. But for most students, it's pretty simple and fairly easy to get to your classes and navigate that. From an academic standpoint, MSU offers something for everybody, really. We have over 100 different academic programs, 7 different colleges, and so many different other pathways and things that you can study here. So there's really something for everyone. There's STEM, there's performance arts, visual arts, and everything in between. Some of our largest programs are psychology, nursing, business is another one, and education, since we were originally founded as a teaching college. And some of those unique programs are going to be musical theater, dance, electronic arts, fashion design, and merchandising is a new one that I've been learning about lately. And so we also offer about 65 certificate programs just to sharpen some of your skills in areas like video production or web entrepreneurship. But like I said, no matter what, you'll have a quality education experience that is really focused on making sure that you're connecting with your professors and getting some hands-on experience in your field as well, with internships and practicums and a lot of beyond the classroom learning, as well as study abroad programs and so much more. And so while academics is one thing and a really major thing about going to college, it's also about the college experience. So the people that you meet, the friendships that you make, the experiences that you have, and the memories that you have as well. And so as an out-of-state student, like I've mentioned, there's so many things to do, and you'll have the luxury of choosing between 8 different residential halls on our campus with 2 different types of room or variety of room styles, so community style as well as suite style. And then you can also choose learning living community, which is having a floor essentially, and it's a way to connect students with multiple or that share the same interests or similar interests. You'll also have access to over 375 different student organizations, and similar to those academic programs, there's so much to choose from, and there's something for everybody. So there's those cultural organizations, the honors organizations, fraternities, sororities, NCAA Division I teams, faith-based organizations, organizations that are based on special interests like baking. So we love cookies and stuff like that. So there's a lot to choose from here on our campus. So like I mentioned, Springfield is the third largest city in Missouri, so right behind St. Louis and Kansas City. So you have the benefit of going to a college that has access to restaurants, hangouts, sports, entertainment events like concerts and things that happen on our campus, but we are also in the Ozarks. So that means that you also have access to some outdoor activities, some that I haven't done prior to coming to Springfield. So like hiking, boating, biking. We are 2 hours away from Lake of the Ozarks and 2 hours away from northern Arkansas as well. And a lot of our trips or a lot of our students like to take weekend trips or day trips to those areas. And we also have an adventure office on our campus for our students to rent tents and kayaks and canoes and different things like that they need on those trips. So you have the benefit of both, right? A nice city, but also having access to that outdoor life. And so at MSU, we're proud to offer you, tremendous education, quality education at a great cost. In fact, students from Illinois may actually pay less to go to Missouri State than they would to go to schools in state. And we do offer an out-of-state tuition waiver to our students who are out of states. And there are a couple requirements and you just need to meet one. So either you have a 3.25 GPA, you're within the top 50% of your class, or you have an ACT score of 24 or an SAT score of 1160. And you just need to meet one of those three requirements to receive about an $8,000 discount on your tuition. And so in addition to that, we also offer a generous amount of merit-based scholarships for our incoming freshmen, and they include our automatic scholarships that are based on your ACT scores and your GPA, but also they include scholarships that are just based on your GPA. And then we also offer competitive scholarships that do require a separate application and different deadlines and requirements. And our first scholarship application deadline is gonna be on December 1st for our presidential scholarship, and that is our full ride scholarship. So if that sounds good to you, your next step is to apply to Missouri State. The application is completely free. There's no application fee at all. You can apply through our online application or on the Common App. And for our students in high school who have a 3.25 GPA, we are test optional. So if you have that 3.25 GPA on a 4.0 scale, and this can be a weighted GPA or unweighted GPA, then you can earn admission without submitting a test score. But we still encourage it. You're not completely off the hook. We do encourage it. Like I mentioned, we do have scholarships that are based on those test scores. So still do your best and put your best effort forward, but it does take off some of that initial weight on students when they apply for admissions and they meet that automatic admissions requirement. So once your application is complete, you will usually receive an admission decision in about 10 to 15 business days after submitting your application material, meaning your transcripts and your test scores. And so finally, we would love to have you here on our campus or to see you or help you throughout the process. So feel free to email us at admissions@missouristate.edu. You can also schedule virtual appointments at missouristate.edu/contact-rep, or you can visit our campus and you can schedule those visits at missouristate.edu/visit. And that is all that I have today. I think I covered the entire 6 minutes. Hopefully I didn't go over. Feel free to put your questions down in the chat, and I am looking forward to chatting with you guys today.
Thanks, Sam. Appreciate that. Well, now that we've finished our presentations, why don't I invite all the representatives back on camera here? And we've got a few minutes left, so I thought we would answer some questions. And April, we're going to pick on you to go first. So the first question I wanted to ask is, what advice would you give someone going through the search process for finding a college?
So my words of wisdom always, as families are beginning this process, whether we are freshmen, sophomore, junior, start a college family email to where everybody has access to this local email. So my parents or my students don't feel like they're bombarded with their own personal emails. And then that also helps, usually sometimes when students use school email addresses, the spam or the block can filter a lot of colleges out. So I encourage you to start the engagement process together as a family and start a college email together.
I had never thought of that. That's a pretty good idea.
Thanks.
Next up, South Florida.
Hey, my biggest suggestion is definitely go on your visits, whether it's virtual or in person. Definitely go on as many visits as you can. That way you can, get the lay of the land, see if it's somewhere that you'd want to be for 4 years.
Very good. And then Gabby, what about you?
First, I will echo Jackie, 100% get on campus. I always tell students, all of our brochures are beautiful. The sun is always shining. Everybody's smiling. But to really get a feel for the campus, go on a tour. See if you can visualize yourself there and then go forward, looking into getting them on your top 5. But the other recommendation that I would have is to make sure they have the program that you're interested in. It's one thing to try to make a curriculum work for what you want to do, but if they don't have a particular major or area, you really need to do some more searching. So those are my top 2 recommendations. Thanks.
Perfect. And then Sam, what would you suggest?
Yeah, so some of the downfalls of being the last person to go is that most people have already stolen your idea. So I would echo everyone here, especially going to visit your college. And for those students who don't have access to go in person, we typically do have those virtual visits set up as well. So you can still see the campus, get a feel for what it's like. So I would definitely suggest that, as well as making sure that the schools that you have your academic program, but also have the things that you love to do as far as extracurriculars. Because I always say there's a good balance, right? You want to focus on your academics, but you also want to have that social life. So make sure that the colleges that you go to also have the things that you like to do in your spare time as well.
Very good. Well, here's the second question. What is one college search myth that you think you should debunk this evening?
That's a good question. I think I'll let one of the other girls go first.
Sure. Jump in.
I will jump in.
Wants to go first? Go right ahead.
I will jump in because I think when students send emails or send replies, they think it's going back to a robot, or that those emails just kind of sit out in space. But believe it or not, every single one of the emails that comes through gets assigned to a recruitment specialist like myself. So we are reading your responses and we, of course, will reach out to you if you do have questions. So that's definitely a myth that's out there, that this is a robot, it's not a real person. No, we're there, we see everything. Be mindful of your responses.
I will hop in. I think that a really huge college myth, just general, is that you need to have or know what you want to study prior to going to college. I think that it's perfectly fine if you do have what you want to do and you know exactly what you want to major in, but it's also equally fine to not know, or to have so many different things that you want to study that you just can't boggle it down. I think that it's perfectly fine, especially as an incoming freshman. We're asking you a lot, right? We're asking you as a junior or senior to know what you want to do for the next 4 years. I promise that it's okay to not know exactly. Folks do change their majors. That is very common on our campus. For instance, I changed mine 3 times. I'm sure we have some other testimonies about that. So it does happen. And you do have a lot of wiggle room in college to just explore a little bit and find your footing before you do commit to a major.
Great thought. Thank you.
Something popped in my head because I'm at a big university. So I guess I would tell students at USF anyway, in the classroom and everything, you're not just like another number to the professors. We're still able to keep the smaller class sizes. Again, being like a bigger university, we have a lot of ways to make it feel smaller, getting involved in different clubs and everything. That's just my takeaway, because I remember going to college being worried that it was going to be really intimidating.
Perfect. Great thought.
I think also with the financial aid and the FAFSA process, many of my families will say, well, we know we're not going to get the free money. That might be the case that you don't receive federal grant free money, but always go through the entire process, because there is a lot of opportunities with institutional grant money through the financial aid process. So I always tell our families, hold on and walk through the entire financial aid process with all of your top 3 to 5 schools and hang in there, because the price tag doesn't necessarily mean that it is going to be the most expensive choice for you. And a lot of the times the families think the FAFSA won't do anything for them, but in all actuality, it really could.
Great advice, everybody. Thank you. So last question this evening, and I'll let everybody go. What is the one thing you want students and families to remember about your institution?
Should we start in the middle, girls?
I would just say for USF, they can get like involved in so many different activities, especially research, since again, we're the tier 1 research institution. So I always just tell students, no matter what your major is, you can get involved in different research projects. So getting involved for sure.
I can go next. I absolutely love the personalized experience that students and families receive right off the bat. And I say families because as a recruiter in my area, we read the application, we award the scholarships, we are your financial aid advisors. We literally will walk from the beginning all the way until decision time with our families. But as a current student, and a Bradley mom here of a first-year student right now, hearing the success stories that my oldest son already is experiencing at Bradley, that personalized experience that you receive right off the bat as an incoming first-year student is hands down probably the most exciting thing to talk about as a recruiter for Bradley, that I want my families to be able to remember and know that they will have that interaction right off the bat.
Excellent. Gabby or Sam?
Well, for Nebraska, there is a saying of Nebraska nice. And I would say that is true through and through the minute you step on campus. We are here to help you. We are here to support you. And once you are on campus, we will provide you with whatever tools and support that you might need to be successful. We don't want just a few of you to succeed. We want everybody to succeed. And I will tell you, we will do whatever we can to help you through this process and to help you get the resources that you need. So check out Nebraska and you'll understand what it means when we say Nebraska nice.
Perfect. And then Sam, wrap us up.
Yeah, I would want students to know that, I'm a recruiter, or I'm sitting here in front of you as a recruiter. And so a lot of times you come off in general, it's just like, we want you at our school. And I genuinely want students to understand that. Much like April mentioned, we are here to walk you through the process from point A to point Z, to the time that you start looking at colleges and you just want to get some information, to the time that you're really seriously considering. And so what I would also say is that we have a variety of resources to keep you here on our campus. So not just to get you here, but to also make sure that we're helping retain you and helping you navigate the campus. So we have a Bear Claw Center, which is our tutoring center. We have a multicultural resource center on our campus, a variety of different programs and departments on our campus to ensure that they're getting you from point A to point Z, really making sure that we're getting you from enrollment all the way to graduation. So there's so many different resources on our campus that's going to help you do that.
Perfect. Well, thanks so much, everybody, for joining us this evening. Certainly want to thank the representatives for your time tonight. When you close your session, you will have a quick survey. Would appreciate you filling that out on behalf of the institution and their representatives, and on behalf of StriveScan. My name's Jeff. Thanks for joining us tonight. And everybody have a great rest of your evening. Good luck in your search process. Bye-bye.